how are you, my friend? Please sit down and get comfy. This is going to be a heart-to-heart session for an evening talk with just you and me. I received your call earlier and I'm sorry that you are heartbroken. You don't get to keep everyone in your life forever. There are some people that are just meant to be a sunrise for you. A light to pull you out of the darkness. There are friends, lovers, relationships that are seasonal, no matter how deep of a conversation you have with that person at 2 a.m., no matter how much you shared your heart. Even if you can still draw the lines of their smile like the map of a too familiar road in the back of your mind. There almost always comes a time to move on. A time to let go. And regardless of the letting go, I just wanted you to know that you are a special person in someone else's heart. Maybe to a random stranger or to a neighbor. Your presence is enough. You can still call so many hearts your home. Moving on is a process. It's a very strange and painful process to go through. But you have to embrace the pain to move on. Those cuts and bruises will make you stronger and better each day. I know you are in pain right now and you are suffering, but I know you can overcome all these trials in perfect time. Maybe right now you feel like a lost puppy with no shelter or no one to go to. No one to talk to as well. Maybe you can't tell your family that you are struggling, but you got to hold on and be strong. I know there are 5 stages of grief. You have to go through all of them just to move on. When I just lost my job, I thought I already finished all the stages: denial, aggression, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. But I didn't know I was still in denial. It made me realize that everything takes time. It's a process. Sometimes it's a very slow process of healing, and you just have to feel those emotions and acknowledge them. You will realize that once you're able to acknowledge those strong emotions that are brewing in your heart and mind, you will be a stronger and better person. A master there of emotions. I'm telling you this because I believe in you. I feel your pain and I know this difficult situation you're going through right now. It will pass. You just got to trust in the process. It's okay, you can let it out. I don't care if you cry in front of me. I am your friend and I will listen to every rant and everything you have to tell me right now. Here. I'll hug you, my friend. It's okay. You're in a safe place, a safe cabin in the woods. No one will hear you scream, so you can let your heart out and just release. Release all of your pain and agony. Release all the negative energy in your life and just let it go. After you release all the negativity and all the heartbroken feelings in your heart, you will rise. You will rise like a phoenix in a volcano. Strong and brave and headstrong to face life with confidence and compassion. The ashes you left will become dust in the air, but you will fly high with those powerful wings. Because you are a strong person. I believe in you. You will look back at this moment and smile, not because you are embarrassed, but because you have come a long way. You're a survivor, and I know that just by looking at you. So rest, my friend, let those tears dry up like ashes on the ground, for you are a strong person and people look up to you and they want to be you. You are stronger than you think. You are capable of love, of joy, of laughter, and of healing. You have survived heartbreak before, and you will survive this one, too. But more than that, you will grow from it. Because heartbreak isn't just an ending, it's also a beginning. A chance to rediscover yourself. A chance to pour love into your own heart, the same love you so freely gave to someone else. So take this time to heal. Let yourself feel every emotion, but don't let those emotions define you. You are not your heartbreak. You are not your pain. You are a soul that loves deeply, and that is a beautiful thing. One day, you will wake up, and the ache in your chest will be lighter. One day, you will smile without forcing it. One day, you will meet someone who will love you the way you deserve. And when that day comes, you will look back and realize that this heartbreak was not the end of your story, it was just the chapter that made you stronger. So hold on. Keep moving forward. Because better days are coming, and you are meant to shine again. I believe in you. I know right now it feels like the world has lost its color. Like every song, every street, every quiet moment carries the weight of memories that once made you happy. And I know, it hurts. It's the kind of pain that settles deep in your chest, making every breath feel heavy. But listen to me, this is not where your story ends. Your heart may be broken, but it is still beating. And with every beat, it is reminding you that you are still here, that you still have so much love to give, and that this moment, as painful as it is just a moment. It will not last forever. Right now, you may feel like you lost something irreplaceable. But I need you to understand this: you have not lost yourself. And you are worth more than someone who could not see the light inside of you. This heartbreak is not proof that you are unlovable, it is proof that you loved. Deeply, honestly, beautifully. And that is never something to regret. But now, it's time to turn that love inward. Take this time to heal. To rebuild. To fall back in love with yourself. Remember who you were before them. Remember the dreams you had, the things that made you laugh, the person you were before love ever broke your heart. That person is still inside you, waiting to be rediscovered. And when you're ready, when the weight of this loss begins to fade, you will rise again. One day, you will wake up, and the sadness will not be the first thing you feel. One day, you will find yourself laughing at something small and realize that joy has found its way back to you. And one day, you will love again, not because you need someone to complete you, but because you have already completed yourself. So take your time. Be gentle with yourself. And remember, this pain is not your final chapter. It is just the beginning of something new, something stronger, something even more beautiful. You will heal. You will rise. And when you do, the world will be waiting to embrace you. I know it doesn't feel that way right now. I know your heart is shattered, and every piece of you feels like it's missing something. But I need you to hear me: you are not broken. You are becoming. Pain has a way of making us believe that we will never feel whole again. That the love we lost was the best we'll ever have. That no one will ever understand us the way they did. But let me tell you something: if they were meant to stay, they would have. If they were the right one, they would still be holding your hand. The truth is, love that truly belongs to you will never leave. And I know that truth hurts. Because it means you have to let go of the idea that this was forever. It means accepting that someone you gave your heart to was never meant to hold it forever. But do you know what else it means? It means that there is something greater ahead of you. It means that this ending is making space for something better. Something deeper. Someone who will see you, cherish you, and love you the way you deserve, not just when it's easy, but every single day. So don't waste your love mourning someone who couldn't see its worth. Don't shrink yourself trying to fit into a space that was never meant for you. Instead, use this time to grow. To become the person you were always meant to be. Because when you do, when you stand back up, when you learn to love yourself fully, that is when the right love will find you. And this time, it will stay. So grieve if you need to. Cry, scream, feel everything, but don't let this heartbreak convince you that you are anything less than extraordinary. Your story isn't over. Your best love is still ahead. And one day, you will look back and realize that losing them was the best thing that ever happened to you. Because it led you back to you. And you, my friend, are worth everything. I know it feels like this pain is never going to end. Like it's settled deep into your bones, making a home where your happiness used to be. I know how hard it is to wake up and remember they're no longer yours, to go through the day pretending you're okay when inside it feels like a storm is tearing you apart. But my friend, let me remind you, storms don't last forever. And neither will this pain. Right now, it may seem impossible to imagine a future where your heart feels light again, where laughter comes easily, where love no longer feels like a wound. But that future is waiting for you. You just have to hold on a little longer. You are not weak for feeling this deeply. You are not foolish for loving with your whole heart. If anything, this pain is proof of just how much you gave, how much you are capable of giving. And that love, that powerful, beautiful love, didn't disappear just because they did. It still exists within you, and one day, you will give it to someone who will never take it for granted. But before that happens, you have to give that love to yourself. Stop waiting for closure that may never come. Stop replaying the what-ifs and if-onlys. Stop thinking that if you were just more beautiful, more interesting, more anything, they would have stayed. The truth is, the right person would never have made you question your worth. So breathe. Take this one day at a time. Let yourself cry when you need to, but don't let the pain convince you that this is the end. Because it's not. Your heart will beat stronger again. Your laughter will return. Love will find its way back to you, not as something you have to chase or beg for, but as something that flows effortlessly, something that finally feels right. Until then, focus on healing. On rediscovering who you are. On realizing that your worth was never tied to someone else's ability to see it. You are enough. You always have been. And soon, you will rise from this stronger than ever before. I know you're hurting. I can see it in your eyes, even when you try to hide it with a smile. I can hear it in your voice, even when you say you're fine. And I know, right now, it feels like the world is a little darker, a little heavier, like you're carrying something that no one else can see. But you don't have to carry this alone. I need you to hear me. This pain will not last forever. I know it feels endless, like it's wrapped itself around you so tightly that you'll never break free. But you will. I promise you will. Right now, it hurts because you love deeply. Because you cared. And that's not a weakness, that's what makes you you. You have a heart that feels, that gives, that believes in love. And just because someone couldn't see the value of that doesn't mean it's not there. The person who broke your heart, they don't get to define your worth. They don't get to take your happiness with them when they leave. I know it's hard, I know it feels impossible, but you have to remind yourself that you are still whole. You are still worthy. You are still you. And that is more than enough. One day, you'll wake up, and this pain will be a little less heavy. One day, you'll laugh, and it won't feel forced. One day, you'll realize that losing them wasn't losing everything, it was just losing something that wasn't meant to stay. And when that day comes, you'll look in the mirror and see someone stronger. Someone wiser. Someone who made it through. But until then, I'm here. You don't have to rush your healing. You don't have to pretend you're okay when you're not. Just know that no matter how broken you feel right now, you are not broken. You are healing. And healing means that one day, you're going to feel alive again. I can't wait for that day. And I'll be here with you every step of the way. I know this hurts. I know it feels like a part of you is missing, like the world isn't quite the same without them. And I know that no matter how many times people tell you it'll get better, right now, that doesn't make the pain any less real. But I need you to listen to me. You are going to get through this. I know it doesn't feel that way. I know every day probably feels like a battle between pretending you're okay and wanting to fall apart. And that's okay. You don't have to rush this. You don't have to pretend you're fine when you're not. Healing takes time, and right now, your only job is to take it one step at a time. But here's what I need you to remember, this pain is temporary. I know it feels like it will last forever, like you'll never feel happy again, like love will never find you the same way. But it will. And when it does, it'll feel even better, even more real, because it will come from a place of knowing your worth, of knowing what you deserve. And you deserve so much more than someone who walked away. Right now, I want you to focus on you. Not on what they're doing, not on what could have been, just on you. On the things that make you happy, even if they're small. On the people who love you, who see you, who are here. Because you are not alone in this. One day, you're going to wake up, and this won't hurt the same way. One day, you're going to realize that this heartbreak didn't break you, it built you. And when that day comes, you'll be stronger, wiser, and ready for something even better. Until then, I'm here. And I'm not going anywhere. I don't know if anyone's told you this today, but you're doing so much better than you think. I mean it. I see you pushing through, carrying things that no one else even realizes, showing up even on the days when you don't feel like yourself. And I just want you to know, I notice. And I'm proud of you. Life can be so overwhelming sometimes. It throws things at us that we never saw coming, and somehow, we convince ourselves that we have to handle it all alone. But you don't. You don't have to be strong every second of every day. You don't have to have everything figured out. You are allowed to struggle. You are allowed to take a step back and breathe. And please, give yourself grace. You're human. You feel deeply, you care immensely, and sometimes that means life hits a little harder. But that's also what makes you you. And that's what makes you worth so much. I just need you to remember that no matter how chaotic things get, no matter how lost you feel, you are not alone. I'm here. And I always will be. So if you need to talk, vent, cry, or just sit in silence, I've got you. You are loved. You are enough. And you are going to get through this, one step at a time. I know life has been a lot lately. You carry so much on your shoulders, and sometimes I wonder if you even realize how strong you are. Because I see it, I see how much you give, how much you care, how much you push through even when you're exhausted. And I just want to remind you, you don't have to do it all alone. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to admit that you're tired. It's okay to not have all the answers right now. Life isn't a race, and you're not falling behind. You are exactly where you need to be, even if it doesn't feel that way. And I hope you know that you don't have to earn love or support, it's already yours. You don't have to prove anything to be worthy of kindness, of rest, of happiness. You, just as you are right now, are enough. So please, take care of yourself the way you take care of everyone else. Give yourself the same patience, the same grace. And if you ever need someone to remind you of how far you've come, of how much you matter, I'm right here. You're doing better than you think. And I'm so proud of you. I know you put so much pressure on yourself to be strong, to keep going, to be there for everyone else. But who's there for you? Because you deserve that. You deserve to feel supported, to feel safe, to feel like you don't have to do this alone. And you don't. I see you. I see how hard you're trying, how much you care, how much you give even when you feel like you have nothing left. And I just need you to know, you are enough. Just as you are, even on your worst days. So please, take a breath. Give yourself a little grace. You don't have to rush your healing, and you don't have to pretend you're okay when you're not. I'm here, always. No matter what you need, no matter how messy or complicated things feel, I've got you. And I believe in you, even on the days when you don't believe in yourself. So I will tell you a story of how I got heartbroken before. I really liked this girl that I met while I was working as an electrician in Colorado. She is the most beautiful and kindest woman I have never seen, and she was very nice to me. I dated her twice, and we kept hanging out for a while. One day it just happened. We kissed and we fell in love, and for me that was the best day of my life. I thought I was going to get married to her and have kids. But as you can see, my friend, it didn't happen. But I'll take you back at that time when I was the happiest person on earth. Every day feels like a gift, and my smile can reach the highest of heavens. I was so in love. I know this sounds corny, but I really enjoyed it. We would always go out on a date and watch a movie. I still remember watching Beauty and the Beast with her on theaters. It was just magical, and every minute spent with her was worth it. We decided to move in an apartment. I really thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with her, but life happened. She got busy with her new job, and I was so busy with work that I forgot to spend some time with her, instead of cherishing my day-to-day life with her. I don't know what happened, but the feelings I have for her was not the same anymore. You could say it vanished, or we just moved on in our separate ways. But it's hard to say this, but we decided to break up. I was heartbroken, and I felt like a lost soul dragging myself to work each day. I had to plaster a smile because they would see and they would know the pain that I'm hiding inside. I don't want to show people that I'm in pain. I think I had to go through the 5 stages of grief 10 times, or maybe more. I was not just heartbroken. I was lost. It took me a while to get back to where I am, but I'm here. I am stronger and better. That's why I'm helping you, my friend. Because I have been in that position before. I know that feeling that you don't want to move on, but I know you can, my friend. You might be asking what happened to my girlfriend. She got married with 2 kids. I was happy for her because I know she likes to have kids. I'm happy for her, and I still love her. Maybe in an alternate universe or in a multiverse I am married to her. But I know it's just an imagination. But hey, it's okay, it's nice to think about it. But don't feel sorry for me, my friend. I have been to a lot of hardships. I'm still here. Anyway, it was nice talking to you about my life experience. And I appreciate you sharing your experiences with me as well. We both have faced difficulties and hardships in this life, and I think that's why you're my friend. Because we understand each other. Anyway, do you want some more tea? I just ate dinner and I'm about to go to bed. You can finish the soup I made, it's on the table. I'll see you tomorrow, my friend. Remember everything that I told you. You are a survivor. Good night, my friend.